Epic Employment has been placing quality people in quality positions for over 20 years. From humble beginnings in 1990 as one office with 4 staff, Epic has grown over 2 decades to become one of Australia's leading employment organisations. Now operating with over 300 staff in 30 offices across 2 states and 2 countries, Epic services over 10,000 clients annually, continuing its history of supporting those most in need in our communities. Epic's growth in the early years was enabled by a series of successful government funding applications, which allowed Epic to embark on its primary mission, enabling people to access support, counselling, employment and training to achieve social and economic participation in their community. Epic then spearheaded a series of very successful programs in the 90s, including the Mercy Centre training option and the bookkeeping program, which provided home-based employment opportunities for people with disabilities. This program allowed Epic to assist clients who are geographically isolated in rural and remote communities.
We started a brand new program called the Tally Centre in 1995, and that was to help people who had no other options in their employment.
The success of these programs allowed Epic to open its first office outside the Brisbane metropolitan area, in Noosa, in 1997. 9 months later, the head office moved into its current premises, 230 Lutwyche Road, Windsor.
It was working particularly in that region with people with disabilities as a supported employment program placed them into work.
In 1998, the program's coordinator, Keith Martin, began writing tenders for job placement and training sites across southeast Queensland. Epic was very successful in securing these tenders, which included programs to help at-risk young adults in the Gold Coast area.
That particular program went extremely well, and we actually found that we'd moved into a new area of need. We'd moved from just disability into youth, and that tied in very much with our ethos and our wanting to care and work within the community, so that was important for us.
But the growth and success of Epic in the late 90s was a shadow of what was to follow in the first decade of the 21st century. In 2004, Epic secured its first government contract to operate outside of Queensland, and the first interstate office, located in Lismore, northern New South Wales, opened shortly thereafter.
That program for us has proven very successful and allowed us to work in a different environment where we're working in an environment with different legislation and different employment conditions being in a different state. So that was a bit of an eye-opener for us, and we continue to learn there.
The vocational rehabilitation services, supported employment programs and the Get Set for Work program enabled Epic to continue to open new offices and reach out to larger numbers of people with disabilities. The first international offices, based in Christchurch and Dunedin, New Zealand, opened in 2008.
And that meant that we were actually in a position where we were doing rehabilitation services for people with mainly acquired brain injury and high-level paraplegia or quadriplegia, and trying to find them work.
Staff and offices grew even further in 2009 with the successful application of the Job Services Australia program, seeing 17 more offices opening and staff increasing from 93 to its current total of 300 plus. Epic shows no signs of slowing down, now being acknowledged as an innovative sector leader nationwide, as well as one of the largest open employment services in Queensland.
I don't see us expanding a business just for the sake of expanding it, growth for growth's sake. It'll be a particularly focused growth where we will offer others what we've developed and what we've learnt, and that will go beyond a national border.
The remarkable success of Epic over the past 20 years can be ascribed to the dedication, professionalism and compassion of its staff. People devoted to helping those in greater need of assistance and support in our community. Their passion and commitment to their roles ensures that further growth in Epic will always serve the vision to be the exemplary human service organisation based in Queensland, extending care, kindness and quality services to all people, especially those who are disadvantaged.
Sometimes we don't pinch ourselves saying, well, how did this happen? And we look to the staff, we look to the ideas we've brought to it, and obviously it's a combination of all those things.
It's the things that make it worthwhile are those times when you see a person crying with joy. those people who've never worked and they actually get their first job. Those people have never even travelled on public transport, and we've actually had to train them how to get on a bus and a train to get to work. It changes their lives forever. And I think it's that life-changing stuff for me, is the most important thing. And I think that's what it means to me working at Epic, helping people to change their lives and just to achieve things they never thought possible. And that's what makes it all worthwhile.